Hello, welcome to today's Grace Garden episode, and it's the end of January. Today it's in the teens out, one of the coldest days we've had so far this winter, and I want to garden, so I'm going to do some indoor gardening, and I'm so thankful that you joined me. Here we are in one of my windowsill gardens in the house. And I wanted to show you this. This is a paperwhite. It's just one bulb. Well, actually there's two bulbs in there. Only one is really sprouting a lot. But this flower is wonderfully scented, and I want to show you the right way to pot them up. I'm going to be potting up, not really potting up, but setting these Paperwhite bulbs to grow in this vintage florist's bowl that I love. They should be okay. Now, you don't use soil. You don't really need anything. You could just put water right in there. But I've got glass stones here, glass beads here that you could use. And I also have some decorative stone that came from Home Depot. And look at this. This looks like it could have been a killdeer egg. And somehow it made it through the bag of stones. That's incredible. But anyway, I'm going to use these stones in here. And you want to be careful if you're using a glass container. I just want a little bit in there and all you have to do is put these in there with their little heads up. If yours are not sprouted this much, you can tell which is the top. The pointy end is the top and the one with the round disc is the bottom, and you just set them in there. And then I'm just going to take the rest of these stones and carefully put them in around it so that I don't knock the bulbs over or crack my vase. But these are just to keep the bulbs in position. Now as those roots grow in the bottom, they're going to shift around in there, and that's what the rocks are for, to kind of give the roots some place to go. But they're going to rise up out of this a little bit, and then hopefully the flowers will come out on the top. And that's what it looks like down inside there. Easy peasy. And now we're just gonna put about an inch of water in there. Not very much. And wait. Put it in a bright place. Don't let it freeze. Done. I just wanted to come in and show you how the seeds are doing that we started. And the Gaillardia is doing the best. The moonflower has one moonflower coming up, but they could take a long time. That's why we started them early. Here we have painted daisies and a little weeding, which in the middle of the winter, it's almost a joy to pull some weeds. You need to make sure you're not pulling anything that's going to affect one of your babies here. But we have a couple of painted daisies, not many, but it's still well within reason of the length of time that it takes for seeds to sprout. And this are the delphiniums, which I'm really excited about. I've never grown delphiniums before, and I've heard that they're difficult, so I'm thankful that we've gotten this far with them. And in this enclosure is some balsam that I'm hoping will be okay, because in all honesty, I dropped that one on the floor and scooped the soil back into the thing, so I don't know how that I don't know how that one's gonna do. But so far we're doing pretty good. I wanted to show you what I meant by watering from beneath. When we need to water these, we fill this tray up with water right up to the edge of the tray. See how that one's filled right up to the edge of the tray? Well, we're gonna fill this one right up to the edge of the tray. And then we're gonna come back in a half an hour and fill it up again, because this water is gonna wick up into the soil to water the seedlings well, but not water the surface too much. You're not gonna flood the seedlings, and they're gonna get plenty of water to drink this way. This is another windowsill garden. It's a little greenhouse window that I have. And here are the coleus cuttings I took and stuffed in this vase in the fall. And there's a lot of roots in there, so let's pot these up and see what we have. Here we have some rooted cuttings. And you can see that there is a lot of roots down in this vase. So there's also some dead things in the top that didn't take to rooting. But there's some things in here that we have to plant, so let's do that. So first, let's see what we have in here. I put some of the coleus in here, and there's also some of my lovely euonymus from outside. So, and that's lovely. I'm so excited about that. This has some roots on it. Oh, look at that. It does have some live branches. So we're just gonna snip off that dead piece. But this piece is gonna be great. So there's two of those. Oh, here's another piece of that. Let's see if we can tease these apart carefully. Try to hold it by the root and the stem as you tease them apart. And there's going to be some breakage. You can't really help it too much. But there there's that guy right there. And this I don't think is anything. And that looks to be one nice coleus seedling right there. And let's see what we have here. And perhaps one right there. That one I'm going to put back in there. It still had some roots on it, so it will come back. And here's this guy. He's sort of a curlicue. But you see all these little dots right here on the stem. Those will all sprout once I get it in the soil. Okay. So we have four good pieces of coleus and 3 good pieces of euonymus. So I think I'm going to try to put the 3 pieces of euonymus into these pots. I'm going to have to get some bigger pots for the coleus, but I have some potting mix here. I'm going to put a little bit of potting mix into the bottom, add my cutting into that. Oops. Trying to center it somewhat in the pot. And we're just going to put a dressing of soil on the top of that. And then we're going to water these in once I fill them all up. This is very easy, and when it's freezing outside, I'm very comfortable gardening. I'm not cold, I'm not wet. It's a little bit more cleanup at the end than if I were standing outside. Now these were actually growing in nothing but water a minute ago. So we need to make sure that they stay pretty wet for a while until they acclimate themselves to growing in soil. So I've got this pottery dish, so I can water these well and leave a half an inch or so of water in the bottom so that they stay very hydrated and for 2 or 3 weeks until they start growing in their new homes. Now these guys we need to get bigger pots for. Okay, I got some bigger pots for these bigger cuttings. And normally, properly, when you take a cutting, you're supposed to make it pretty small, like maybe just the size of this one right here, because it's harder for the stem do what it has to do to stay alive with a big leaf mass than to try to support a smaller leaf mass while making roots at the same time. So, but coleus is very forgiving and easy. So if you've never taken cuttings, try doing it with the coleus because they're very easy. Now they'll figure themselves out. And it's easy in the fall when your garden is starting to go to sleep and you're going to start losing your annuals. There are some that are really easy to grow from cuttings, which is why the plant companies love them, because they're easy to multiply. They didn't become gardeners' favorites before they were garden center favorites. This one is a perfect one. There we go. Now we're going to do the same thing in this pan that we are going to do in this one that we just did. I'm going to give them all a nice water. And then we're also going to put an inch or two of water in these pans and let the water wick up through the soil, which is one of the amazing attributes of water. There you go.
I thought I'd share this lovely sunrise with you as I tell you how thankful I am that you joined me today. And also, please subscribe. In an upcoming video, you will see my indoor pond and join me as we do a little bit of refurbishment on it. Thanks again. Bye now.